Welcome to today's video. I actually haven't been to my own beach in one of these videos in a while, so I figured, what a beautiful day. Let's go ahead and bring you guys to the beach. But in today's video, I wanted to talk about something. Obviously, I'm wearing a new jacket, denim jacket. I'm gonna explain this. Today's topic is gonna be about three things: why I wear the gloves that I wear, why I wear the boots that I wear, and why I've chosen to wear this jacket. Let's go get to it. All right, well, let's start things off with the most obvious thing, and that's the jacket. Why did I go with the denim jacket? Well, you know, I figured, hey, I'm tired of riding around with zero protection. I really wanted to have a jacket that would break the wind fatigue and the sun. I can roll the sleeves down and block sun from me on longer trips. So I thought, hey, it makes sense to go ahead and get something that's a little bit sturdier, but at the same time is gonna be able to protect me from all those weather elements and whatnot that make it difficult on longer trips. And this doesn't flap in the wind as much as just like a shirt does. But at the same time, it's not as thick as leather, and it's more breathable than leather. So I thought denim actually works. You can roll the sleeves up easy. You can't really do that on a leather jacket. And you know, I figured, hey, it works out. And I did a little bit of browsing, and this is actually an Old Navy jacket that I got for $40 on Old Navy's website, and they've got a huge variety of sizes. And I'm a big guy. I was able to get a double XL tall that actually fits me properly for riding in the shoulders. So it's always, shoulders are always a problem for me. This actually allows me to stretch out and feel like I can ride properly without having too much like tightness in the armpit or anything. So yeah, if you're looking for a riding jacket and you want it to be a little more lightweight, definitely head out to Old Navy and check one of these out. They come in a bunch of different colors. And for 40 bucks, you can't go wrong. And you might be saying, hey, that's not going to provide very much skid protection. And I know that. I've always subscribed to the philosophy of not worrying too much about the gear that I ride with, because if I was that worried about security and safety, I would just be driving a car. I wouldn't be riding my motorcycle. And I wanted something, these little residential and like beachside streets around where I live have a lot of sand in the roads, and I figured, you know, I could be going like 10-15 miles an hour and just skid out on one of those sand patches in the middle of the road. And if I had a jacket like this, I'm gonna at least protect myself against a lot of road rash from those type of scenarios. Low speed type of roads where there's a lot of sand in the street and stuff, to where it's actually more likely that I'll fall in that scenario than I will be on like the highway going 80 miles an hour. So this jacket will do a little bit to prevent some road rash in that scenario, and it gives me a little bit of extra security knowing that. But all right, let's go ahead and talk about these boots, head to a different location, and we'll chat about them. Oh, here we go. One of my favorite spots. House of refuge back there overlooking the ocean with the lighthouse up there and this awesome little pier. It's a lot of fun. Next up on the list that I wanted to share about are my boots. And I've actually received quite a few questions about my boots over the months that I've been doing this whole YouTube thing. And to answer those questions moving forward in video form, they're not anything special. They're not actually riding boots. They're not motorcycle boots. They're not armored in any sort of way. They were fairly affordable. I think they were like $69, and they're Skechers. And what's great is I've always liked Skechers, but you don't really think of Skechers as like motorcycle brand. Like I ride a Harley, I'm gonna go get some Skechers. But they're great because they're work boots, so they are built tough. They're heavy duty leather. They've got really thick soles, and the soles have a nice gap between the heel and the ball of the foot. So in that area, there's sort of like a really thick archway that provides a great grip front to back of your pegs on a motorcycle. So if you've got a bike with pegs and not floorboards, then these are great boots for that, because you can just sort of let the bottom of the ball of your foot sort of rest on it instead of having to keep your leg up there with your strength. You can actually sort of hook your foot onto it with the bottom of your boot, which is pretty nice for highway trips. And these are also waterproof, which, being in Florida where there's tons of patches of water all through the road after it rains, and it rains at the drop of a hat here, it makes sense to have waterproof boots. and that just means they're also going to last a lot longer, but it does mean they don't breathe as well either, so your feet are going to be sweating quite a bit if you have these. But I haven't minded it because you're sweating anyways out on a bike in this kind of heat, and they feel really good and I really enjoy them. And again, they go along with that philosophy of being affordable but effective, and having very specific reasoning that I like using them for a motorcycle despite the fact that they're not actually motorcycle boots. But yep, so take a look at the beautiful intercoastal waterway of Florida one more time, and let's head back up that way and we'll chat about my gloves because I've received quite a few questions about those. Man, it is hot. It's like 90 degrees out here today. But yeah, last thing on the list, these gloves, the infamous small black gloves everybody keeps Instagram messaging me about constantly. I've probably received like at least 30 questions about these gloves, so I wanted to go ahead and address it in a video so you guys know what I use. What these are they're not actually motorcycle gloves, sort of like the boots. They're not designed for motorcycling. They're actually called driving gloves. You actually can search on Amazon for these, and they're real leather, they're genuine leather, but they're fairly thin. They're really well made, really well stitched, and they've got this like special liner that's really soft, and it's really nice and comfortable. It does absorb sweat quite a bit, but you know, what are you gonna do? They're gloves and it's hot in Florida, so whatever. Part of the reason I wanted these though is they are less cumbersome on my hands than typical motorcycle gloves are, because typical motorcycle gloves have a lot of pads and a lot of rigidity to them, and they're hard to open and close your hand with, and I find myself having a hard time staying gripped onto the actual grips when I'm on a longer road trip and whatnot, and I just don't like not being able to feel the motorcycle really well. So to me, if the gloves are going to distract me from being able to make good decisions on my motorcycle, then it defeats the purpose even if they are more protective. So go ahead and check Amazon out, just search leather driving gloves and you'll get a ton of results. I wanted some that were short. I like how when you're wearing them, they're kind of hard to get on because they are a snug fit. I wanted them to be that way. I wanted my wrists to breathe. I didn't want something that came all the way up to here. And I can independently move all of my fingers really well. I can grip really well. And the leather is a nice leather that allows me to maintain a good grip on the handlebars so that, you know, I'm not ever slipping off if I'm in a tight corner or something trying to really grab onto the bar. I'm not ever gonna slip off because my hand's sweaty or something. But yeah, I love these things. I've had these for 3 years now. I put them through absolute misery and they've been great. They've never tarnished, never faded. Bugs have bounced off of them. I've cleaned them with just simple soap and water, and they've been good. Not a single stitch has come undone. And I believe they were like $15 or $20 on Amazon. And again, motorcycle gloves cost like 80 bucks or more, depending on the brand. So yeah, I definitely recommend going on Amazon, searching for some leather driving gloves. You won't be disappointed, and I can still see my watch with the glove on. Other gloves that I had before would come up over the watch. I didn't want that because this is a smartwatch and I like being able to see who's calling or texting me and see if it's an important thing I need to stop my bike and return the call for. And I also, before I had a phone mount for my phone on the handlebars, I used this with Google Maps for directions while riding, which is pretty nice. But yeah, so black leather driving gloves. They're available in multiple colors, but black's the way to go for me. But yeah, so Old Navy denim jacket, great option for low speed skid protection. Definitely not going to protect you for bigger spills on higher speed roads, but that's not what I was looking for in the first place. These boots, I can swing my foot up. These boots, definitely worth it. About 60 to 70 bucks depending on where you get them. Waterproof, genuine leather, heavy duty work boots from Skechers. You'll like those too. So all right, thanks for watching this video, guys. I gotta head home. I've got some friends coming from Lakeland. The guy, Dave, that was in my Riding Through Lakeland video, Dave Lapham, he's coming to visit with his kids, so it's gonna be a fun weekend. And I'm gonna wrap this video up and ride home and enjoy the ride. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. and leave a comment below if you're interested in any of these things. All right, guys, thanks, and see ya. Oh, wait. In case you haven't seen my post yet on the YouTube community page for my channel, I wanted to let you guys know that I've restarted another Patreon page. Some of you might be turned off by that. Some of you might be thinking, hell, you're a sellout. Why don't you do it for the purity of riding a motorcycle? Come on, everybody wants to make a living and make money doing what they love. And I love doing this for you guys. And what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to stop driving for Uber and focus all of my time on making videos for you guys. That'll be a lot more fun. I will enjoy that way more. I don't have to ride around with creepers in my car anymore and barely get paid enough to justify doing it. And so I would love to be able to drop that and just be able to continue to grow my income through YouTube ad revenue, which is doing pretty good, but not quite enough for what my goals are for new equipment for this channel. I want to get another drone. I want to get a few more lenses. I want to be able to get a second camera that I use in studio to make the whole process easier so that you guys are able to see more videos from me more regularly, and it'll be a lot of fun. So again, go ahead and click the link in the description below and you'll be able to see the link to the Patreon page where you can go ahead and become a patron of mine if you want, but by no means do you need to feel obligated to do it, because I only expect you guys to just watch and enjoy the videos. If you feel inclined to donate money to help this channel out, that's fantastic, but in no way do I expect that. I appreciate it, guys, and as always, see you later.